We will trade it live. We'll trade it live here on Tuesday, December 9th, 8:11 a.m. in Central Time. Let's see if we can't get filled here on a little silver futures. Come on down. Now, be careful. Remember, none of this is trading advice. It's not even considered entertainment. So, I've got 900 profit on the board so far in silver on one little trade. You got to be very careful with silver futures. They're violent. And I'll in 1 second. See, it's leaving me behind again. Why are you doing it? What do we get down to? Let's move it up just a tad. 59.1. We'll leave it there for a second while I try to articulate the reason that I am back on the silver bandwagon after getting spooked out of my last 100 options contracts. Where I would have made, whoa, just shot up. Okay, so let's go to the silver chart real quick while we see if that thing fills. What do we have? 59.1. Okay, 59.1. This is our ES levels. Silver chart. There we go. Okay, so this is what I was looking at this morning, and as you know, I'm a rookie. I'm a novice, but I'm trying, and I do a lot of research. I watch and I look for patterns, and I'm starting to recognize some things as we go along. To me, this looks like a classic bull flag. I was first had my Elliott Wave hat on, and that's the reason that I sold last week when it spooked me out of my. This would have been here in this area when it spooked me out of my final position, because I did take some profit at some nice levels. What was it? 28th was one of them, so it would have been where here. Yeah, the 28th, and then the first took two rounds of profits I showed you on the spreadsheet, then got spooked out here. Still had a beautiful profit on it, but I could have had a lot more. So right now, I thought we were going to break back down for like what would be a classic C wave and Elliott wave, but silver a lot of times has a mind of its own, and this to me looks like a classic bull flag consolidation for silver to then break through those all-time highs. So that's why I'm looking to get into some positions today on silver. Now, I was worried and still am worried about the Fed meeting or the Fed announcement and press conference tomorrow. Because he's been bullied by Trump and he's being forced out of his position, who knows if they're going to drop rates a quarter of a point. But what he says in his press conference will probably have a reaction as well. And he could easily try to throw a hawkish monkey wrench in there just to mess with Trump, because, he's a human being. He's being bullied by another human being. And what we like to do is lash out and fight back. So I'm concerned about that as well. So I won't take a full position in options today on silver. I will be looking all day for some futures contracts, because right now on this trade we're trying to make, it's leaving me behind. But as you can see, it's forming another pattern. So could it break back through here, this bottom here at 59 even? Of course. In fact, let's go look at it. So let's see. This is Tuesday. So you can see the move it's already made today. So this would have been around just after midnight. We wicked all the way down to 57,995. If I would have been awake, who knows what I have done. So it's made a nice move. Another little, what I would consider the look of a bull flag. Here's our pole. Here's our flag. This was my first round of my trades. No, it was lower than that. Yeah, it was like 59,065. Wrote it up for the 900. It wasn't, that's a great way to start the day. But silver is something you can make and lose a lot of money trading. So right on the board now, we've got the 100. We'll leave it on there for now. I'm going to the YMCA in un momento, but I will be watching that in between sets. My wife just loves it when I'm staring at my phone instead of talking to her, but I could do both. I can't multitask. All right, so let's get to the S&P futures. Yesterday, if you watched any of the videos, you saw I got in front of the falling knife again. We did it again. I think it was the big first move. Yeah, it was this move when I got in the way of the falling knife. I was starting to get into my position around 68, because I thought it's gonna test 77. It will probably break through the 73 overnight low. It'll probably test, flush into below 69 and then recapture and move back up. Well, so I started to make the trade, which is early. Don't get in the way of the falling knife, right? One of these days, I might begin to learn that lesson. Until then, I'll fight for my right to profit. So I got stopped out of the first trade, lost, I think, 1,700 in the first one, got back in, got all the way down to where my total P&L for the day was around a $3,000 in the red, held on, and then, where is that? I took a little profit here, added some more contracts on the way down, was down way down on my whiskey again, and then held it, and then if you were watching any of the S&P 500, SPY, SPX, ES, whatever, you would have seen the squeeze at the very end. And I've noticed another pattern is so many days at the end of the day for the last 3 weeks, I would say, there is a squeeze up, So I waited for that. I did get it, was able to get out of my position, and I made a couple dollar bills, y'all. 1150. So we did profit 1150 yesterday instead of taking a big loss. I was very excited about that. So today, what I'll be looking at is, hold on, let's look back at silver right here again. Come on down and get your dance partner. That's me. Okay, so let's go to today. In fact, I got a couple things we need to do here. One is we'll move the overnight low down. In fact, we'll take it off, right? Let's take it off and redo it, because here was our overnight low, right there. We'll call it 45. 45. How do I do that? Yeah, there we go. 68.45 overnight low. Put that on the board just to keep an eye on it. Yesterday's low, let's move this up to 36. Yesterday's low was 36. Let's change the color. Make it orange so I can keep an eye on it. 47, I think, still it's another day where 47 is going to play a role, okay? 77 is still going to play a role because we need to take that out today, and I'm not sure that's going to happen. The market will let me know, but I'll be watching 47 again. I'll be watching the overnight low, and I'll be looking for 36, which was yesterday's low. All of those easily could flush today, likely will at some point unless we get a positive move up very soon. But again, 36, 45, 47, 77, all of those will be on the radar today. S&D, back to silver. Let's just look. Oh, here you go. How far did you go down on this wick? Was I not in on that? Oh, that's a 15-minute chart. Talking out loud. So that's my plan today, looking to get into some silver positions, waiting for S&P futures to tell me what to do next. Hopefully I'll listen this time and not be too overzealous to get in a trade early and then have to fight all day. Because what I find, and I get myself in this position all the time, is I will be in a trade during the chop suey hours of Central Time, 11 to about 1:30 or 2. Let's call it 11 to 2. Chop suey, all the fat cats, they're out for their martinis at lunch and eating their filet mignon and with their three-piece suits on, and then just conspiring. Wow, what are we going to do to these retail traders to take more money? And they're very good at doing so. Okay, so that is our trade plan for this morning. Remember, it's my trade plan. Do not follow any of this unless you are a psychopath like me. Signing off, 8:21 a.m., December 9th. That is a Tuesday. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video and this channel with a lovable friend, and I'll see you in the next video.